Alright, you're welcome once again to another interesting edition of the program. Periscope right here on omoluwabi 87.7 FM. You know how we do it on the show every weekday. Not every weekday, rather. Every Tuesdays from the hours of 11 till around noon. We review some of the salient national issues, some burning issues, some issues of concern as regards us as a nation, issues of national development. That's what we do on the program. We talk about them together on a weekly basis. From the hours of 11 to around noon. Right here on omoluwabi 7.7 FM. You know, when I say together, I mean the conversation is between all of us, not just as about all those of us in the studio alone. It's about all of us coming together, chatting away for a greater part for all of us in Nigeria. It's all about national development, like I said. It's all about conversations surrounding national issues. That's what we do right here on the program. Periscope on omoluwabi 7.7 FM. Policymakers who dish out their own policies, but how does it affect us as Nigerians? That's what we do. That's what we talk about. Game changers, changing the games and narratives. But then, those games they are changing. How does it affect you and I? How are we going to move forward from where we are currently? A lot of things happening around the country, and so we need to have some conversations around them. And that's why this program is designed for you and I to talk about some of our issues affecting us as a people. And on that note, I welcome you all to another interesting edition of the program, Periscope, on your favorite. My name is Oluwatayo Ajiwola, and I'm reporting for duty once again. Today, the 17th day in the month of September 2024. Welcome on board. It's studio time check is 4 minutes gone past the hour of 11 o'clock, right here in the studio from the studios of omoluwabi 7.7 FM. You're welcome once again to the program. Right, you still tuned to omoluwabi 7.7 FM, and the program you're listening to is Periscope on omoluwabi 7.7 FM. Do not forget we are streaming live on Facebook this morning at omoluwabi 7.7 FM is the handle. Omoluwabi 7.7 FM is the handle on Facebook. And go watch us live and drop your comments to know as regards some of the things we'll be discussing on the program this morning. All right, let's start from here. Yesterday, the National Bureau of Statistics dropped some figures. Yes, they dropped some figures, and they said inflation rate in Nigeria has dropped by some certain percentage. And many Nigerians are asking, is it reflecting on the masses? Is it reflecting on the general public? Let's have a background look into that this morning, talking about the National Bureau of Statistics dropping some statistics as regards inflation rates yesterday. They have a lot to say as regards that, and then many Nigerians are still asking the question, is it reflecting, so to speak, as to what an average Nigerian is going through on a daily basis? Let's check this. The National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, has revealed that the headline inflation rates eased to 32.15% in August 2024, relative to the July 2024 headline inflation rate of 33.40%. And according to the statistics, The August headline inflation rate showed a decrease of 1.25% points when compared to the July headline inflation rate. However, on a year-to-year basis, the Bureau disclosed that the headline inflation rate was 6.35% points higher compared to the rates recorded in August 2023. In August 2023, so this time last year, it was 25.80%. But this year, it is the inflation rate is now 32.15%. All right, let's move on. This shows an increase in August 2024 when compared to the same months in the preceding year. On a month-to-month basis, NBS said the headline inflation rate in August was 2.22%, which was 0.06% lower than the rate recorded in the previous months. This means that in August, the rate of increase in the average price level is lower than the rate of increase in the average price level in July 2024. An interesting one there. Many Nigerians are asking the question. Yeah, things are very expensive as we speak. Nigerians find it difficult to get some basic and essential commodities as we speak now. And many Nigerians are crying. Many Nigerians are shouting. But then, the NBS has come out to say, do you know what? We've been able to achieve some success in terms of dropping the inflation rate. This achievement, this success might be relative because what is successful to some other people might not just be definition of success to others. Many Nigerians will come out and say, well, we are trying, we are getting it gradually. But many will still ask the question, was this how it was? Is this how it was last year? This time last year, inflation rate, like I said earlier, was pretty lower. It was on 25.80%. But as we speak this year, inflation rate is on 32.15%. But many will still say that was better than that of last month, because inflation rate last month was 33.40%. A lot of things to check out there, a lot of indices pointing to how the NBS got to that conclusion of how the inflation rates dropped from last month to this month. But then the question still remains. Many people will say, like I said earlier, it was better off last year. What has changed? But then, as we are speaking, saying that inflation rate has dropped drastically. It has dropped from what it used to be in July compared to August. Many Nigerians are still crying and saying that things are expensive. They can't afford to get some basic social amenities. They can't afford to do some basic things. Part of those who cried was in a viral video. I was walking on the street of social media 2 days ago, and I saw this viral clip on social media of a widow who has 2 children, and she was crying on social media and talking about how things are difficult at this time for Nigerians, talking about how Nigerians are finding it very, very hard, especially someone like her who is a widow who lost her husband to the current situation. Many Nigerians will say Nigeria probably happened to this woman. She lost her husband to some insecurity situations we are currently facing in the country. And then she's now left with 2 children. And at that, she can't even afford to get some basic social amenities. The woman cried out on social media and posted a video on social media. I would love us to listen to these young ladies crying and talking about venting and sharing a story of how she lost her husband and then how she's been finding it difficult to take care of herself and her children. Let's take a good listen to her.
Shit is telling on us. I have 2 children and I'm working hard. Everything is on the hike. Many young widows are suffering today. Please pity us. Have mercy on us. Dear First Lady, Tinubu, please, you are a mother and you are a wife. And I know and I believe you know what we are going through, especially young widows like me. I became a widow because of insecurity in Nigeria. Our children are fatherless because of insecurity. And I still keep working hard. I still keep pushing. But at this point, I'm fed up. I'm tired. I'm fed up. I can't take it any longer. Dear President, please, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I want you to have mercy on us, especially young widows.
All right, so that was the widow there, the young lady crying out, begging for help from the president, asking the first lady also to come to the rescue, to our rescue. It's just so sad watching the video. Like I said, I was walking on the street of social media just 2 days ago, and I stumbled on that video of this young lady. So many of such young ladies are on the street of Nigeria. They want to be able to meet. Many Nigerians are just moving around, trying to get something, trying to do something with their life. And then many would say, they say Nigeria happened to them. Insecurity. Just like this lady said, she lost her husband due to insecurity, and she's left with 2 children. And then wanting to take care of the 2 children, so she's finding it very difficult. It's just so sad. That was Uba Sandra Chisholm, who lost her husband to kidnappers. And she appealed to President Bola Tinubu to have mercy on poor Nigerians, especially widows like herself, as the hardship in the country has become unbearable. Chisholm is the mother of 2, like I said. How many Chisholms do we have across Nigeria as we speak now? Like we always see, an average Nigerian is angry. And every Nigerians, every opportunity, every slight opportunity they get, they want to vent their anger at you. But then, should we be angry? Should Nigerians be angry at this point? Do they have the right to be angry? Maybe yes, or probably no. Many people would say it's a gradual process. Let's give this government some time. Saying checking out, like I said earlier, like I read out earlier, the inflation rate has dropped from what it used to be. August inflation rate is some sort of way better than that of July. Many Nigerians are saying probably we're on the right path. But then when are we going to get to the way? When are you going to get to destination exactly? That's what many Nigerians are asking. Like I played you a clip of a certain Chisholm who lost her husband due to insecurity in the country. And then she's left with 2 children to take care of them, to cater for them at this point in time. And then even in the midst of all of those, she's still finding it very difficult to do the needful for her children. She's finding it difficult to feed. How many Nigerians are on the streets that can't find it easy to feed? You know, there was a report I was watching yesterday, and I saw how Nigeria, they did a report. It was a comprehensive report, and then many Nigerians, its suicide rate at this point is now on the high side. Many people, I was seeing just like just this past weekend, so I saw a video of a Nigerian who wanted to take his life, and they had to come to his rescue, and they asked them the question. They are just tired. Should it get to this level? Are we supposed to get to this level before the things are done in proper way? Just like many will ask the question. What's really going on? Or probably we're on the right path already, and we don't know. Because just like I said earlier, inflation rate has dropped. Like that of July is compared to what we have in August. It's kind of better, but then, even at that, things are still expensive. People can't get money to buy stuff. People are working hard. Take 1,000 naira now. It can't feed 1,000 naira can feed an average child on the streets now. What's happening? What's happening to the Nigerian economy? Probably people that are in the right places are listening this morning. Nigerians are crying. There are so many Chisholm on the street of Nigeria as we speak. Many Chisholms on the street of Nigeria who Nigeria has happened to, like Nigerians would say, Nigeria happened to you. Lost her husband to insecurity, and she's left with 2 children, and she's trying to take care of the 2 children, and she's finding it difficult to take care of the 2 children as we speak. Sad one there. A lot is happening. But then, we feel it can get better. What's your take? Don't you think it can get better too? Or probably you have an advice for the president. The president is probably listening, or someone somewhere is listening that will relay your message to Mr. President this morning. How have you been finding it? Have you been doing it? Have you been finding it easy to get things done? To pay your bills, to sort your bills? Let's not even talk about the issue of petrol at this point. We're still going to talk about that later on in the show. But then, a lot is happening. And many Nigerians are crying. Nigerians are hungry. Nigerians are terribly angry. Maybe Mr. President should do something very needful. But then Mr. President also, it was reported in the news yesterday that Mr. President gave 1,200 bags of rice to his ministers to go to their states and share rice to them. Share rice to the people. Let people eat. Let them feed. At least once they are able to feed, they will be able to know how to move from there. But then, is it not more than that? Many Nigerians will have to buy cooking gas to cook their rice. They have to buy some other ingredient, and this ingredient is very, very expensive at this time. People don't even have the money to buy these things. Then what's going on? Interesting one there. This is Periscope on omoluwabi 7.7 FM, and you're listening to the voice of Oluwatayo Ajiwole. All right, you are still listening to Periscope on omoluwabi 7.7 FM. I've raised some issues this morning, and then it can get better. Yeah, probably I should bring a message of hope to Nigerians. And you know this is the era of renewed hope. Mr. President wants us to renew our hope. Do not lose hope. Do not lose faith. It can get better, yes, and it will definitely get better. But then, as we speak now, how have you been coping? What's been your coping mechanism at this time? You can join the conversation. The studio lines are open. 07047 007999. 07047 007999. You can also call us on 08053888933. 08053888933. These are the studio lines to call to be a part of the program this morning. What has been your coping mechanism this time? How have you been coping? We know things are expensive. Like I played earlier, we have so many chisms on the street of Nigeria, or inside Nigeria. Many are trying to get their heads to wrap their heads around some few things. They are trying to get some things in place. But then they are finding it difficult. They are saying things are hard. Things are hard. Mr. President, I want you to listen to us. Things are hard. Can you just step down some of these policies? But Mr. President is saying he's ready to take some tough decisions on behalf of Nigerians. Are these decisions not too tough for Nigerians? Let's see who is here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, my brother.
Good morning. Your name and where are you calling us from?
In fact, I'm calling you from Elebu.
Please move away from your radio set, or you put it off finally.
Hello?
Hello, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Olatunbo. I'm calling you from Elebu.
Please make your point.
Okay. That woman, I really pity her. Even I am crying now. You don't have money. I will send to her. You can kindly give us a number. Account number. Things is very hard in Nigeria now. We don't even know what to say, where to go. How can we cope with this? Please. Even we give them, even the president sent so many bags of rice. This is not the solution. Please, the exchange rate is the problem in Nigeria. Please, people are really suffering. The hope some people have in this Dangote petrol now, we have lost the hope again. What shall we do? These are very.
All right, we just have to let you go there. Thank you for being a part of the program. You too can join the conversation. The studio lines are open 07047 007999. 07047007999. Can also call us on 08053888933. 08053888933. Right, let's see who is here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you calling us from?
I'm coming from Ibadan.
Your name, sir?
My name is Peter.
All right, Mr. Peter, please make your point.
This thing is so hard to, I swear. It's so hard. This Nigeria has gone to, don't even know what to say, sir. Let's find solution to change this thing. This is very, very hard. Please. Hello?
All right.
Hello?
We can hear you.
So, you guys should find solution to try to change this thing. This is very, very hard. Just look at this woman now. What is she going to do? That's my point.
Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us this morning. Let's see who is here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Please move away from your radio set, please. Okay. Your name and where you calling us from?
Mr. Sunday Walker from Elegwe.
All right, Mr. Sunday, please make your point.
You are talking of presidents. What do you think that president is going to do? The one he promised, have you been able to fulfill it? The promise he made to Nigeria. Is it not this year this government told us that petrol will cost 40 naira? How much are buying for today? And those who are calling today, they are the people that voted this man in. Nigeria told them what we are going to pass through under this man, but they said, omoluwabi, they call shame. Let him continue.
Thank you very much.
Nobody should lament.
Thank you.
Lament.
All right.
Because why the people that brought him.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Sunday, for sharing your thoughts with us this morning. Nigerians are hungry, like I said. Nigerians are hungry. And you can feel it from the voices of Nigerians as we speak at this time. The woman who called earlier asked me to drop her the account details of the woman that played a clip earlier. But unfortunately, I don't know the woman, so I saw a video on social media. And I felt we should, probably we need to let people in power know about such women around the street of in Nigeria as we speak. Such people, not just women alone, so many people that Nigerians have happened to as we speak. Nigerians are hungry and can hear it from the voice of every Nigerian as we speak at this time. This is Periscope on omoluwabi at 7.7. Let's go on a short commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be looking at something different entirely this morning. All right, we'll be back after this short time out.
Fresh news, best talk, hot music, where else?
Omoluwabi 87.7 FM.
Bàbá tẹ̀lẹ́ni tó mọ̀nà wọ̀kúwọ́kú nìrìn àjò ayé ẹni rọ̀ ní lọ́rùn.
I have a dream.
ní Edu Consult ẹ̀kọ́ advanced level Cambridge JUPEB àti IJMB tó fi mọ́ NAPTEP ó ti wá rọrùn gbà torí pé pẹ̀lú ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ lọ́mọ fi ń wọlé sí 200 level ní yunifásitì ẹ̀yà máa fọ̀rọ̀ játa àmọ́ ẹ kàn sí Edu Consult báyìí ní Communication House Fast Junction ní Gbági Old Ife Road Ìbàdàn tó fi mọ́ Ashi Annex tó wà ní LOARM Court Ashi Bodija Junction Báṣọ̀run Ìbàdàn àbí kí ni ká ti gbọ́ kọ́mọ gba 300 nínú UTME tàbí 90 nínú post UTME ká ti wá wọlé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga ó sì dógún ọ̀nà àbáyọ rèé o wá gba fọ́ọ̀mù Cambridge IJMB tàbí JUPEB tó fi mọ́ NAPTEP and be prepared for the examinations between 7 and 10 months at Edu Consult. Edu Consult also provides opportunity for candidates on ICT program for examinations like TOEFL, SAT, O-Level, GCE, UTME, Post-UTME, and others. Àyè lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ náà sì wà pẹ̀lú fún àlàyé ẹ pè 0813-543-0382. Edu Consult. Together we soar with pride.
This is calling on all telecom subscribers who are yet to link their national identity number with their SIM to visit the nearest office of their service provider with a valid name for verification and linkage, or risk losing the lines permanently. Your service provider will confirm your national identification number in the database of the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, and help recover the bad number after successfully linking your NIN with your SIM. A link will then be sent to you to automatically link your NIN with your phone number. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC.
Hello, greet everybody for you.
My Sabi people, how una dey? Na Sabi people dey listen to Sabi Radio. Omoluwabi Radio 87.7 FM, na dem be Sabi Radio.
Alrighty, welcome back to the program. Periscope on omoluwabi 7.7 FM. We were talking about it's been some tough times for Nigerians at this time, and then it's just so sad. But then we implore here people in charge to please take the needful, do the needful at this time. We know they are trying. So to speak, the government is trying. Many would say probably they meant a lot on ground, and they need to fix at this time. Maybe we should give them some benefit of doubt. What do you think? Should we give them some benefit of doubt? Maybe that's what we need. Let's renew our hope, just like the president said. In 2023, he told us it's time for renewed hope. So let's keep our hope alive. Probably the president will do this. Probably the president knows what he's doing, and he's saying he's taking some tough decisions, some hard decisions at this time that will bring Nigeria out of the mess Nigeria currently finds itself. Okay, let's move away from there. Let's talk about some other things. I'll be playing another clip now, and you'll be listening to the voice of the Minister for Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wali Edun. He has some things to say. And then as regards the issue, Dangote Refinery has started supply of PMS, and we are happy. Nigerians are glad. But at the same time, Nigerians probably are not happy because it's still expensive. NNPC came out yesterday and said, do you know what? You can't buy petrol for less than 950 naira in Nigeria, so speak. Nigerians are saying, but we have Dangote Refinery producing petrol now. Shouldn't Dangote Refinery, we thought this would solve our problems, but then it seems the problems are still there. Let's take a listen to the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wali Edun, speak this morning.
I think once again, we congratulate all involved. Alhaji Aliko Dangote of Dangote Refinery and Petrochemical Company, NNPC, led by the group CEO, Mr. Mele Kyari, and even all on the side of the federal government of Nigeria, the Ministry of Finance, the chairman of FIRS. We congratulate everybody for having brought us this far. And I think what Nigerians can look forward to is energy security, energy sufficiency. And as we look forward, we can also look at the issue of cost. What we're expecting that as this refinery and even others, as they ramp up production, ramp up scale, and achieve greater economies of scale, there should be the opportunity, and there is definitely the potential to reduce their costs, which should pass on to the consumer. So we have to give them a chance. They have just started. They have done very, very well. It's a triumph, Alhaji Aliko Dangote. It's a triumph for Mr. President over and above anything else. But it's also a very good day for Nigerians. And we look forward with optimism. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, that was our Minister for Finance and the Coordinating Minister of Economy there, Mr. Wali Edu, speaking. But there's been reactions to that. And many Nigerians have been saying, should we be happy at this point that we now have a Dangote refinery that is producing PMS, that we can now buy PMS? Talking about how a country will have to rely on an individual for us to be able to get petrol, for us to be able to produce, to refine our crude. Just in case you know, Dangote refinery is not the only refinery we have in Nigeria. We have some other refineries, but these refineries are moribund. As we speak, when you say it's moribund, they are not working, they are obsolete. They are not. They are currently grounded, so to speak. And many Nigerians are saying Nigeria, as big as Nigeria, is the biggest oil-producing country in Africa, still relying on an individual, on a private company, for us to refine fuel in Nigeria. That means the fate of every Nigerian will have to be on Dangote refinery, because if Dangote says this is the amount I want to sell, definitely we don't have a choice. We have to buy. And there's been so many reactions as regards the issue of Dangote refinery and the price fixing of petrol in Nigeria as we speak. Yes, there's been so many issues surrounded to this. And then it's so sad as we speak now that we'll still have to buy petrol as high as 950 naira in Nigeria. Some people will even have to buy as high as 1,200 naira. Let's take a look at this. Do you know we have so many other refineries in the country? Like I said earlier, we have the Warri refinery, we have the Kaduna refinery, we have the new Port Harcourt refinery and the old Port Harcourt refinery. But then, are these refineries working? Are they producing? Yes, the answer is no. The answer, your guess is as good as mine. The answer is no. The only working refinery that's working optimally as we speak, as of this morning, is the Dangote refinery. We've heard the government coming out to say, we are currently reviving. We'll revive the Port Harcourt refinery and start production soon. To start production by December, to start production by June, to start production. But then it hasn't started production till now. All right, so let's check out some background information. Nigeria is the largest. Nigeria is Africa's largest oil producer, and it boasts several refineries that play a critical role in the country's oil and gas sector. And despite the challenges of the industry has faced in time past, including the underutilization and maintenance issue, these refineries remain pivotal in ensuring the domestic product of petroleum products. Over the years, efforts have been made to revamp and upgrade these facilities to reduce the heavy reliance on imported refined products. Okay, let's check some of the refineries we have in Nigeria. We have the Kaduna refinery. The Kaduna Refining and Petrochemical Company refinery was established in 1980, costing $525 million to provide petroleum products to northern Nigeria, starting with a capacity of 50,000 barrels per day. In 1983, a second 50,000 barrel per day crude unit was added specifically for producing lubricating oils, doubling the capacity to 100,000 per day. And by 1986, the capacity of the initial crude unit was further increased to 60,000 barrels per day. These expansions have raised the refinery's current maximum capacity to 110,000 barrels per day. But is the refinery working as we speak? Is a refinery producing PMS that Nigerians need at this time? Let's move on. We also have the Port Harcourt refinery. The original Port Harcourt refinery was constructed and commissioned in 1965 with a refining capacity of 60,000 barrels per day of barrels of oil per day. At the time, Shell BP invested in around 12 million pounds in its construction. Initially, the refinery operated at over 50% of its design capacity, but throughout the 1990s, its output gradually declined. It declined till it stopped producing. In March 2021, the federal government awarded the refinery's repair contract to Tecnimont SPA, an Italian company that will execute the repairs in phases. In December of last year, the Minister of Petroleum Resources, Senator Eneken Lokubiri, announced the mechanical completion and flare startup of the refinery. And now we have the new Port Harcourt refinery. In 1985, the federal government commissioned the new Port Harcourt refinery, which was constructed at a cost of $850 million. This facility has a refining capacity of 150,000 barrels of oil per day. With the commissioning of the new Port Harcourt refinery, the total refining capacity of the Port Harcourt plants increased to 210,000 barrels per day. We have the Warri refinery and petrochemical company. The refinery is located in Warri in Niger Delta State and was commissioned in 1978. Warri is a complex conversion refinery with a nameplate distillation capacity of 125,000 barrels per day. The refinery complex includes a petrochemicals plant commissioned in 1988 with production capacities of 13,000 million tons per annum of polypropylene and 18,000 MA of carbon black. The refinery supplies markets in South-South regions of Nigeria. South-South and Southwest regions of Nigeria. Okay, we have the Walter Smith Refining and Petrochemical Company situated in Imo State. The Walter Smith Refinery is a 5,000 barrel per day oil refinery with intentions of increase its capacity to 50,000 barrels in the upcoming years. The refinery began operation in 2020. But then has it been able to cater for the needs of Nigeria? Maybe no. Then we have the almighty Dangote Refinery that many Nigerians have been expecting to start operations. The almighty Dangote Refinery it's owned by the business mogul Aliko Dangote. Dangote Petrol Refinery is a 650,000 barrels per day integrated refinery projected in the Lekki Free Trade Zone near Lagos, Nigeria. You've heard that. It's not just about Dangote Refinery alone. We have some other refinery as we speak in Nigeria. But then, how many of them are working? Probably we only have the Dangote Refinery working. You know, the minister was appreciating and saying Nigerians are happy at this time. We should be happy. We should be glad. It's a win for all of us in Nigeria. But many are saying, should we be happy because Dangote Refinery is now working? What's the NNPC doing at this point in time? If none of our refineries, we have, like I said, we have the Port Harcourt Refinery, the new and the old Port Harcourt Refinery, we have the Warri Refinery, we have the Kaduna Refinery at this time. But how many of them is working? We've always been hearing in the news that the Port Harcourt Refinery will soon start working. But then it has not started working now. And that brings us to the question. Should the fate of all Nigerians be handed into the should the fate of every Nigerian be handed over to Nigeria to Dangote Refinery as we speak? Because as we speak now, that's the only refinery we have in Nigeria that is producing oil, that is producing PMS for us. And Dangote said it's going to be selling its product at 897 naira. No one can do anything about it because that's his business. He invested in that business and we have to buy whatever he sells to us. That's not just the only problem we have as regards the age of Dangote Refinery. Another major problem Nigerians are saying we are facing now is, why should it be that it's the NNPC that will be the sole buyer from Dangote refinery? Should the NNPC, they are asking the question, should NNPC be fixing prices at this time? After all, the president said one of the reasons why the subsidy was removed was to allow market forces to determine the prices of petrol. But where's the market forces at this time? And you know, many people have been reacting when the NNPC came on board yesterday and said petrol will not be sold for 950 naira at the minimum. And some other places to buy as high as more than 1,000 naira. Some other places go up north to buy petrol for more than 1,000 naira. But then probably people in the south, to be southwest here, should be happy because in Lagos they said it will be sold for 950 naira. And then Lagos and environ definitely. But then many are asking the question: if we have Dangote refinery, we've been waiting for Dangote refinery to come. We're saying, thank God, if Dangote refinery start operations, if they start selling PMS to the market, probably the prices will drop. But Dangote is saying, Dangote came on board and said, the Dangote group came on board, the Dangote refinery came on board, and they said, do you know what? At some point, we went, Nigerian government, NNPC, we were not able to get crude from Nigeria. So we traveled abroad to buy crude. And we bought this crude in dollars. Yes, they said they bought crude in dollars. And so they have to make their own profit too. So they have to face out the crude they bought in dollars before. And they are definitely, they don't, as a company, as a business owner, Dangote wouldn't want to run into loss. So he said, we will sell out the ones we bought with dollars and based on the exchange rates. Before we start selling, the ones we were able to buy in Nigeria, probably with Naira. Interesting one there. Ipman has come out to talk. Independent marketers have come out to say, saying that it's probably will be better for us to start importing, to continue to import fuel from outside the country rather than buying from Dangote. Because if we can't continue to, it's so expensive to buy from Dangote compared to what we buy outside. You know, there's been a lot of drama surrounding this sector in time past when Dangote himself had to come out and say people are trying to sabotage his effort. It came out, many people are saying, so Dangote can come out to public here and talk about the current issue. At one point, Dangote came on board and said he's not getting crude from Nigeria, that the NNPC is not selling to him. At some point, he's saying if eventually Nigerian market is not buying from him, he will sell to other countries outside of Nigeria. And probably this won't affect Dangote in any way. Judging by what Ipman and the other marketers are saying, probably will have to look outside the country. Maybe Dangote too will have to look outside the country and sell his petrol to some other countries outside the country. You know, there's been a lot of issues surrounding this problem of Dangote selling and then the issue of oil. Many have said, should we wait for a private individual, for an entity to determine our fate in Nigeria? So if Dangote refinery stops to produce petrol again today, that means Nigerians will still, just like the independent marketer said, we will still have to go back to be importing petrol. Many Nigerians are asking, well, our refineries, when are they going to start working? We've always been hearing news from various quarters saying we are working tirelessly to make sure that these refineries are back, especially the Port Harcourt refinery. At some point it will be December, the refineries start working. At some point it will be, do not worry, the kickoff date will be in June. Just give us 6 months. It's always been 6 months. But the same 6 months is not complete yet. Interesting one. So many sagas surrounding the issue of petrol. And I check the streets of Nigeria now. You can now see Nigerian roads are very scanty. People can no longer afford. And there's a way this affects the Nigerian economy. Because this is a major determinant. The price of fuel is a major determinant of the Nigerian economy. It will definitely affect some other things. To affect inflation. Just like I said earlier, inflation has dropped from what it used to be, just by probably 1.25%. But then, can't it get better? This current price, wouldn't it affect the inflation? Would the inflation come back up? And probably by the end of the month, they should be expecting the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics saying, do you know what inflation has? It has jacked up again. And probably we will now have more chisums on the street of Nigeria. People can no longer feed. People can no longer afford to buy some basic things. Foodstuffs are expensive. We'll be hearing talking about food insecurity every day and every time. And Nigerians are hungry. You could listen to the voice of Nigerians when they called in the other time to share their thoughts on what's the current state of the nation. But then I will come back to this. The president is saying he's going to take some more tough decisions. And Nigerians are saying that this decision is tough enough. Please step it down, Mr. President. That's what Nigerians are saying. But the president is saying that I can't just afford to step it down because we've not been able to take these decisions. And this is what has brought us to this level we found ourselves at this time. Should the president take more tough decisions at this time? You know, the president came and said subsidy is gone. Said let's devalue the naira. The current exchange rate is being fixed, it's being pegged, but then we can't afford to do that. Let's market forces determine. But then many will say these are just the basics that are affecting the Nigerian economy. Many are even saying on a normal day we probably should have been buying, if not that technically or somehow the government has been paying some kind of subsidy. Many are saying probably we should have been buying petrol for as high as 2,000 naira. Many Nigerians will say God forbid. Interesting one. And interesting days to come. You too can join the conversation. The studio lines are still open. 07047 007999. 07047 007999. You can also call us on 08053888933. 08053888933. What are your takes on this? Have you been able to buy petrol for 950? How much are the filling stations selling to you at this time? And I asked the question earlier, what has been your coping mechanism at this time? All right, let's see who is here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Kadisi.
We lost that call. You can do what to call us back. The studio lines are still open. 07047 007999. 07047 007999. You can also call us on 08053 888933. 08053 888933. Those are the studio lines to call to be a part of the program this morning. We still have some few minutes left on this show and I want to hear from you. What has been your coping mechanism? Have you been able to buy fuel? We are fuel in our filling station. The NNPC has said that they've been able to lift 16.5 or thereabout million liters of petrol from Dangote refinery. So Nigerians should be happy you now have fuel, but it does that you have to buy fuel for a minimum of at least 950. That's at NNPC state substations across the country, and that's just in the southwest here in Lagos, 950. But going up north, you have to pay as high as 1,200 naira to buy fuel. And then I'm asking the question this morning: have you been able to get a fuel at this time? Are the filling stations in your area open? And probably I'm asking the question that's on the lips of many Nigerians. Should we be happy at this time that Dangote is now selling PMS to the Nigerian markets? Maybe we should be happy and excited about it. Many Nigerians are saying, why are we happy? Why are we excited? Putting the fate of the whole country in the hands of an individual. They're saying should Dangote be playing the role of the government, where our own government owned refineries? Many Nigerians are saying, what is NNPC doing, so to speak? Many say it has always been on the lips of Nigerians. There's a lot of secrecy. There's a lot of secret dealings in NNPC, and they want Nigerians to come and they want NNPC to come and explain to Nigerians. Is NNPC still paying subsidy? Many Nigerians want to know. Because technically, economists will come out, experts will come out, people that are in the sector, people that are in the game will come out and say, technically, you know what, NNPC is still paying subsidy. Because if not so, this petrol pump price will have increased seriously, drastically, than what is currently obtainable now. Interesting one. You can drop your comment on Facebook. Let the conversation keep rolling on Facebook. I may not be able to read your comments this morning, but then